All gas, no brakes. All gas, no brakes.
Nothing but fucking gas.
You'll never catch me, Crabs. Not when I shift into maximum overdrive. Hi-ya!
Green Giant.
Volcanic Viper!
So the glue-huffing gorilla has finally made her way into Relink, and I'm here to show you how you can play like a gorilla too. But in order to play like a gorilla, you need to understand the basics of gorilla. So here's the rundown of Beatrix and her delta clock mechanic. Beatrix's unique mechanic is this clock on the screen right here, and it has 3 different modes you can switch to by hitting the Y button. For simplicity's sake, I'm just going to refer to them to their colors. The red clock gives you a damage buff, but also makes you take damage over time. The green clock gives you regen, and the yellow clock gives you a defense buff while also giving you stout heart. The delta clock also has a gauge that you can fill up by performing combo finishers, and with damaging skills. You can perform combo finishers off of any of Beatrix's damage skills, or by finishing a combo and hitting Y. Once the gauge is full, you can hold down the Y button, make the hand do a full rotation around the clock, and enter Devour Causality. This will power Beatrix up and also give a buff to her different colored clock states. The red clock gains supplementary damage, the green clock gains drain, and the yellow clock gains debuff immunity. You also get access to her powered finishers, which can be performed right after a combo finisher. So now that you understand the basics of Gorilla, we can now go into her mastery tree. She has 3 different trees that each have unique playstyles, some of them being easier to use than the others. We'll start with the easiest one here, Insight Hunger for Causality. Here are the 3 style rank perks. I'm just going to give a quick overview of what the actual tree does. Basically, the clock gauge fills 5% slower, but her combo finishers will shorten her skill cooldowns. When she's in Gorilla mode, I meant Devour Causality, she gains a 70% damage cap buff. While she's in this mode, skills or dodging with the Unchained skill will also increase the gauge. After 30 seconds, the gauge depletes faster. So playing this tree is actually extremely simple. You use your skills, use combo finishers, fill up the gauge, and then just do the same thing over again. Except you'll have a high uptime in Causality mode, allowing you to perform more powered finishers, having the damage cap increase, and also refilling the delta clock gauge every time you use a skill. For the next tree, we have Crux Skill Chain. Now for this tree, it's heavily going to focus on skills, starting with Embrask Sword. In the second perk, it states after using a fully charged Embrask Sword, its skill slot becomes a 3-skill combo in the order of Riding Free, Hearts on Fire, and Thunderbird, and those skills also gain a 100% damage cap, while also nerfing your X and Y attacks by 10%. Now for the third perk, after completing this chain, you gain a huge skill damage increase of attack and damage cap, and it also lowers her skill cooldown by 70%. But if you miss the chain, you get skill shield for 15 seconds. What this means is after landing an Embrask Sword in the middle of this combo, if you don't use the skills within the time limit that's shown on the screen by this bar, or you use any other skill, you will be skill sealed. But you can dodge cancel out of your skills. So dodging is fine, just make sure not to use any other skills and make sure you perform the skill in time. If you're running out of time and you have nothing to hit, you can hit the skill and dodge cancel out of it and it'll go into the next skill. So that way you won't get skill sealed. This tree is also pretty easy to use too. The only issue is for certain bosses, they tend to move around a lot. So trying to use a charged Embrask Sword on them can sometimes whiff, and it sucks. Of course, you can use quick charge to lower the time it takes to charge Embrask Sword. I would suggest only using 1 quick charge, because if you go for a second one, from my testing, it's only lowered the time by like maybe half a second. So I think it's only worth using 1 quick charge if you do plan on using this. This tree also does a good chunk of damage and also does a shit ton of stun because of the skills you're using on it. So this tree's gameplay literally consists of just mashing the same skill button. Sometimes you throw in another skill, preferably I recommend Thunderbird. Also keep in mind, if you miss the charged Embrask Sword, the skill doesn't get this minus 70% skill cooldown, so it'll be a while before your Embrask Sword comes back up. And just know if you have to, you can dodge cancel out of your Embrask Sword so you don't miss it. It won't use up the skill if you dodge before actually letting go of the button. Now for the last tree, and probably the most interesting one, Essence on the Clock. For this tree, it's heavily focused on the different clock buffs that Beatrix uses. The first perk enhances all 3 clock buffs. For the second perk, you'll gain a brand new clock buff upon landing a combo finisher. If you land a combo finisher in red, you'll gain an SBA damage cap. If you land a combo finisher in yellow clock, you'll get a damage skill damage cap up by 30%. And if you land a combo finisher in the green clock, you'll gain a normal attack damage cap up by 30%. And if you have all 3 buffs and the Embrace gauge is full, if you land a combo finisher, it'll automatically activate Devour Causality. So you won't need to hold down the button to rotate the clock. Now once you gain one of these clock buffs, they'll disappear after 35 seconds. But if you're in Devour Causality mode, they won't disappear. Now the third perk is the craziest part about this tree. Essentially, while you're buffed by all 3 of these clock buffs, and you're in Devour Causality, if you land a powered finisher, you gain a level of Embrask Unleashed. Each level grants damage cap 20% up per level. Each different combo gives different amount of levels of this gold buff. I'm gonna call it gold buff now, just for simplicity's sake. Combo A gives 1 level, Combo B gives 2 levels, Combo C gives 3 levels, Combo D gives 4 levels. Now if you do a powered finisher after performing a skill, you also gain 4 levels. A powered finisher after a link attack also gives 4 levels. Once this reaches level 10, she gains all 3 Delta clock buffs. The clock will start rotating, and then she can perform combo finishers at any time. So by this point, you are literally just mashing Y. Once this ends, all buffs are removed, and you start from the beginning again. Now the issue with this tree is the setup. You have to land 4 combo finishers, go into Devour Causality mode, land 3 more combo finishers, 2 of them have to be off of skills, and the last one can obviously be off of either a skill or combo B, and do this while the boss is running all over the place, while you're trying to survive, also hoping that the boss just doesn't run away and do one of their bullshit mechanics. So while the payoff is really good, because you essentially are invincible when you're in gold clock mode, because you just spam combo finishers, have Stout Heart, have Dream, have regen, and also get the damage buff, getting to that point can be pretty rough. So when creating a build for Beatrix, that's something I had to keep in mind, and something you should keep in mind too. Defensive sigils and HP sigils help out a lot in the long run, and letting you reach this golden clock as much as possible. Stout Heart is a goated trait for this, so that leads me on to the next part, and that's builds. Now here's a general build you want to run. I typically run this for all 3 trees, and I'll exchange some individual sigils that I'll point out here in this build. I'm running a Terminus weapon and Nimble Defense as my trait. Of course, you can change this to whatever your preference is, but I wouldn't recommend running the attack ones because attack is kind of pointless at this point in the game. My right stone has stun power, supplementary damage, and steady focus. So I have Warpath with auto revive. My basic stats type sigils with their damage cap celestial. I have improved dodge, sub damage, Aegis sub damage, stronghold still nerves, quick cooldown Aegis, damage cap potion hoarder, and celestial Ventus and Fatebreaker. My summons are War Elemental, Spartan Echo, Berserker Echo, and Stout Heart. Looking at the traits here, HP's at 48, stun power is max, I have all my celestials, damage cap, sub damage, Berserker Echo, Spartan Echo, Fatebreaker, War Elemental. The trait I would recommend swapping out here is actually quick cooldown. I would recommend you run her flash trait or her flash sigil. As of right now, I don't have a good flash sigil with a good secondary trait. I still have to like shit that. So for right now, I'm just running quick cooldown, but I would definitely recommend you run her flash sigil. Do not run her adversity. Her adversity sigil is kind of garbage. I'm gonna be real with you. It's kind of bad. I have Aegis for more HP, and the reason why I have Stronghold and Still Nerves is because I'm running Stout Heart on my summon. Of course, I don't think Stout Heart is necessary on the summon because Yellow Clock has innate Stout Heart, but I like staying in Red Clock as much as possible, so I just run Stout Heart on my summon, and then Stronghold and Still Nerves are there for me to just tank as much as possible, so I can get away with letting out combo finishers and just tanking some hits, and then Aegis is there to make sure my HP is up. Obviously, if you're not running Stout Heart, her SBA gain on Insight is kind of rough. Having some uplift would probably help, and when it comes to survivability, of course, Stout Heart, Steady Focus is a bonus that I have on my right stone, but honestly, I typically wouldn't run this. I'd rather have something else like Potion Hoarder, like a level 10 Potion Hoarder trait, and then swap out the Potion Hoarder trait that I have in my sigil for Guts, or just have Guts on my right stone. Auto Revive Potion Hoarder, Improve Dodge, because honestly, at this point in the game, I can't live without it. I kind of just use this on every build. and nimble defense just for the extra seconds of invincibility. When it comes to insight, the skills I personally like running are Riding Free, Star Chaser, Thunderbird, and Unchained. Because bosses attack so frequently, Unchained is really good to let you get combo finishers as much as possible. Thunderbird has a high amount of stun, so it's just generally good to run. Star Chaser comes out fast and has a fast cooldown, so again, also good for getting combo finishers off. And then I prefer Riding Free just to close the gap. Of course, Heart on Fire is also a good alternative if you like the HP. Now for the Essence Mastery traits. Here's the Star Rank 1, Star Rank 2, Star Rank 3, EX. That's something I want to mention. For this attack, 20% damage cap, 50%, and debuffs on self. You could probably take this off if you don't feel comfortable running it. Losing out on the attack and damage cap is fine as long as you're staying alive, and if this thing is getting you killed, then I would recommend taking it off. And I would especially recommend taking it off for fights like Lucilius, because if you get hit by any attack by Lucilius, he will just debuff you like crazy. So it's pretty rough to run this unless you're comfortable in your playstyle and you're comfortable in your survivability and you're confident in your skill, then go ahead and run this. But if you're not confident in your skill and you know you're going to get hit a couple times, especially against Lucilius, I'd recommend taking this off. Here's the Crux Star Rank 1, Star Rank 2, Star Rank 3, Star Rank EX, and then here's Insight Star Rank 1, Star Rank 2, Star Rank 3, Star Rank EX. Now when it comes to mastery traits for Insight, these are the ones I have. Rank 2, that's Rank 3, and Rank EX. Now usually you don't go for crit hit damage, but for this case I went for that because some of my damage cap was hitting around like 89% to like 90%, and then some other hits were like going for like 200%. I just wanted it to be a consistent 100%, so I just went with crit hit damage 9%, just so my damage stayed at that like 100% range for like the damage cap check on Training Dummy. Here's Star Rank 1 for Essence, Star Rank 2, Star Rank 3, and Star Rank EX, and then here's Star Rank 1 for Crux, Star Rank 2, Star Rank 3, EX. Now if you want more HP, you can always probably get rid of like a damage cap trait and get some more HP. You might have to mess around with your Aegis. As you can see, Crux is the same as my Insight, except the difference is I'm running quick charge instead of quick cooldown. You don't need skill cooldown sigils when you're running Crux because the cooldowns are already so fast, so I recommend just run quick charge instead. I wouldn't even recommend running flash on Crux unless you just want Embrask up 24/7, but honestly you could probably live without that and just use Embrask Sword, use Thunderbird, do a combo and powered finisher, and then you'll have your Embrask Sword back by that point. Look at our traits here. We have all the Celestials, damage cap, sub damage, Zergreco, Spartan Echo. I have quick charge, only one of them though. Fatebreaker, War Elemental. I have Aegis, greater Aegis to increase my HP. My HP is sitting around 190,000. Stronghold and still nerves because I have Stout Heart on my summon. So if I need to charge my Embrask Sword and I want to make sure it hits, I'll tank a hit and just fucking let it rip. Improve dodge because I personally can't live without it. Nimble defense, survivability, I have Potion Holder, auto revive. Now I could just take advantage of steady focus, but I like having Stout Heart in general because it's generally just a nice trait to have even outside of the charge. And if I could, I would rather have Guts than instead of steady focused on my Redstone. Guts is the only survivability here I'm missing. Now for the Crux mastery traits, this is my Star Rank 1, Star Rank 2, Star Rank 3, and Star Rank EX. And just a heads up, if you want less attack and you actually go for this trait right here, the gaining the shield for Devour Causality, it is a pretty good survivability trait. The shield is extremely nice, so you can opt to go for that if you want. You'd get rid of crit hit damage here and then go for more shield if you're already at that attack and already hitting a damage cap. This is the Insight Star Rank 1, Star Rank 2, Star Rank 3, EX Star Rank, and then Essence Star Rank 1, Star Rank 2, Star rank 3, and EX. Now I want to give a quick shout out before I move on to this build is Crow, #1 Beatrix enthusiast, who was in the Beatrix chat at the time I had asked this question because I was trying to find a way to make Essence and Crux work in Defy Infinity. They said just go tank build. They told me to go the Ascension weapon. They even had a build up within the chat and I took a peek at it. I copied a bit of it and it kind of made me realize that Essence is actually just better when you're tanking shit rather than just trying to go for damage. So a big shout out to Crow and a lot of the people sitting in the Beatrix channel and the Relink Discord. I was kind of lurking and checking in and out. Lots of people offering great advice and even just providing more depth and explanation to some of Beatrix's stuff. Also, shout out to Snow, who usually is in the Beatrix chat. They also made a Google Doc of a Beatrix guide. This guide goes way more in depth for Beatrix than this video. I'm kind of just giving a quick rundown in this video. So if you want more knowledge on Beatrix yourself, feel free to check out this guide, and shout out to Snow for making it. And shout out to everybody in that Discord channel. Now, if you're struggling to play Beatrix and you're doing high-level missions and you're like, man, I can't get these combo finishers off, or man, I'm just dying a lot, or I'm struggling here with Beatrix, I have the build for you. And it's this one, her tank build. This is an extremely comfortable setup that lets you tank almost anything in the game, and you really don't have to think about dodging that much. I would highly recommend running this with On the Clock, because while the other two are fine to run this with, I think On the Clock definitely benefits from this tank build a lot more than the other two. So to show off here, I have an Ascension weapon on with the Drain and Supernova as my traits. I have a Warpath, I have Uplift Damage Cap, Cascade Quick Cooldown, Uplift Quick Cooldown, Nimble Onslaught, Improved Dodge, Stronghold Still Nerves. This is the basic stat type Sigil, Stun Power, Damage Cap Aegis, Fatebreaker Greater Aegis, Damage Cap Uplift, Damage Cap Sub Damage, and then double Sub Damage there. If you look at my traits here, Damage Cap, Sub Damage, Berserker Echo, Spartan Echo, Fatebreaker, War Elemental. Not running any Celestials. Drain, Quick Cooldown at level 34, Cascade at level 17, Uplift at 45, Nimble Onslaught, Aegis, Greater Aegis, Stronghold, Still Nerves, Improved Dodge, Push and Hoarder, Auto Revive, and I have Stout Heart on my summon. My summons have stayed the same for all builds. Now for this build, you're sacrificing a lot of damage, but you are able to just stay alive non-stop. And the reason why it's so good on Insight is because you can actually just reach that golden clock mode really easily. Like, you don't have to think that much. You are just doing your combo finishers on all 3 stances, doing 3 more finishers, and then you're straight into golden clock. You don't really have to think much about dodging unless the attack is going to one-shot you, but I mean, like, there aren't a lot of attacks that can one-shot you with 300k health and a shit ton of defense with Stout Heart. Now, it's viable for Defy Infinity. Obviously, you're not going to carry with damage, but your uptime for that golden clock mode will be very high, and you really will not be thinking at all. You're just straight tanking shit. Now, I would say you run this build if you are not confident in your skill, or you're just like struggling with playing Beatrix normally. This build requires a lot less thinking than the other ones. Whenever I play this build, my brain kind of just shuts off. Of course, Lucilius is the only exception here. He's going to apply a shit ton of debuffs to you. You kind of just want to play around that. Strong recommendation is when you're Devour Causality and you're going against Lucilius, just stay in Yellow Clock until you get the Gold Clock buff, because Yellow Clock has debuff immunity, so you can, not get debuffed by max HP downs. 1 or 2 max HP downs is not too much of an issue. The moment it gets to 3 is where you actually have to start being careful and you can't just be tanking shit. Now onto the mastery traits. For Essence, this is Star Rank 1, Star Rank 2, Star Rank 3, Star Rank EX. Of course, the same thing if you don't feel confident in running this attack and damage cap. Debuffs, feel free to take it off. Star Rank 1 for Crux, Star Rank 2, Star Rank 3, Star Rank EX, and then Insight, Star Rank 1, Star Rank 2, Star Rank 3, Star Rank EX. Another thing to note here, if you're an absolute gamer and you want to master Beatrix, you could probably take off Stout Heart, get rid of the HP Sigils, get rid of Still Nerves, Stronghold. You can replace that with Quick Cooldown to uplifts, essentially stuff to get your cooldowns faster and ESP faster, and just perfect guard shit. I think this character benefits greatly from perfect guards because if you don't know, if you're in the middle of attacking with any character, or even in the middle of holding like charge skills, just in the middle of anything at all, like any kind of attacks, you can perfect guard while doing it. So you can straight up remove survivability sigils here and just perfect guard shit like a gamer. Now, that's essentially if you want to master this character and you're really skilled at the game, you can obviously do that, but that's like a very small like percentage of people. But just know, if you want to master this character, perfect guarding is the perfect way to do it. That way you can unga boonga so much shit and just fucking perfect guard it all. So yeah, something to keep in mind if you want to master this character. Again, the goal is to get all 3 clock buffs and then 3 more finishers as soon as possible. I'm not going to include a link attack here because in most cases you won't start with link attack. I think the only exception to this is probably the Whirl. If you get the perfect guard off, you get a link attack and that's a free clock buff. We're going to start Star Chaser into combo finisher, dodge cancel, swap, and then just repeat that over and over again. Skill, dodge cancel, swap, combo finisher, clocks full. I do a 2 combo. They give me 2 levels. I do skill into combo finisher. And then I'll just do a full combo there to get the combo finisher there, max that out. And then I'm literally just smashing 1 button now. And you just do this over and over and over. Clock buffs out. Repeat the same thing again. You get link attack there. Link attack gives us 4 levels. Skill. Another 4 levels. And we only need 2 more levels. So I'll do 1, 2. Combo finisher. And then we get the meter up. And I already have my SBA as well. And I am just mashing 1 button. Yeah, this is it. This is literally the entire playstyle. Same thing again, just get my combo finishers in and fill up my meter as much as possible. Once clock meter is full, charge it up. And then just go ham. Try to get as many power finishes as possible. When I use the skill, it refills the meter, and we just keep going. The uptime on this is really good, and you can use Unchained to dodge attacks and get a combo finisher off of those dodges. Now for Crux. So I'll use Rising Nova to buff myself up, Unchained to close the gap, and Breast Sword. Charge that up. Bam. Then I use my skills, and then I charge it up. Boom. And I'm just gonna be shitting out damage while mashing 1 button. Throwing Thunderbird there, combo finisher, and Breast Sword back up. Go again. That's it for the video. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. The next character I'm working on is Seophon, so make sure to tune by. If you have any questions, feel free to come into stream and ask. If you need help with quest, also come into stream and ask. And yeah, ape strong together.